Are you applying to PhD programs this upcoming cycle? In this video, I am going to walk you step by step on how to write a competitive CV for your PhD applications. Hi, my name is Valdovinos, and I recently completed my PhD in education from the University of California, San Diego. And when I was applying to PhD programs, I did not know where to go to learn how to write a competitive academic CV. So in this video, I am going to walk you step by step on how to complete a competitive academic CV. That way you get into your dream school. Before we get into the video, I am selling a PhD academic CV template, which is linked down below in the description. Go purchase that template and then watch this video because I'm going to walk you through every single little step of that template. That way you write a competitive PhD CV for your application. So the first section of your academic CV is the name section. So what I want you to do is in 20-point font Times New Roman, I want you to write your full name. Right below that, in Times New Roman 12-point font, I want you to write your phone number, your email address, a LinkedIn or academic website. For your email address, I want you to use your EDU email. Make sure that this email is professional. If you are an undergrad or in a master's program, use your school email. If you are a professional, use your professional email. If you are neither of those, then make sure that your email is professional. Right next to that, you want to hyperlink your LinkedIn account and make sure that your LinkedIn account is actually professional as well filled out, right? You want to make sure that you add to your application and not detract. So make sure you fill out every section of your LinkedIn account if you're going to hyperlink it here. If you don't have a LinkedIn account and you have an academic website, make sure you hyperlink your academic website. In that website, make sure that it includes all your publications, your work experiences, your blog posts, anything that relates to your personal statement or your statement of purpose or why you're applying to a PhD program. The next section is your education. For your header, I want you to write education in Times New Roman 14-point font and then bold it. And then right below that, you're going to have your line to divide the section. So in this section, you want to start off with your most recent educational experience. So in my example here in my template, I have the PhD if you're currently in the PhD program. If you're in a master's program, then you start off with your master's. And if you've only completed your BA, then you only write your bachelor's degree information. In this section, it's important for you to know that you do not write your high school information. At this point in your academic career, the admissions committee does not care about anything before your bachelor's degree. So that includes your high school diploma or any achievements before your bachelor's or undergraduate career. If you studied abroad or you completed a certificate program, then you want to write that in this section as well. And so I have a little section here on the template that allows you to write the name of the certificate or study abroad program. Okay, so now that you have written your BA, your MA, your certificate programs, what I want you to do is be a little bit more specific per educational experience. So for example, if you have completed a BA or you're currently in an undergraduate program, you're going to write the name of the degree. So you're going to write BA in, let's say, educational policy. Or let's say you're a sociologist, BA sociology. Or let's say you are in a STEM degree, you're gonna write BA in biological sciences. Make sure that the name of your degree is bolded. Right below that, you're gonna write the name of the institution. Don't use any acronyms. So for example, for me, I would put like University of California, San Diego versus UC San Diego. Right next to that, you write the city. So for me, it would be La Jolla, the state, California, the year of completion or expected. So you can write just the year. So for me, it would be 2025 for my PhD. If I was writing my undergraduate degree, I would put 2015. If I was writing my master's degree, I would put 2016. And then right below that, you're going to write your thesis or dissertation advisor name or title of your thesis. So if you wrote a thesis, write the name of that thesis in this little part of the section. If you did not write a thesis, you can always write awards here as well, but make sure they're well-known awards. So for example, if you won a national award such as the Barry Goldwater Fellowship or Scholarship, then you write that in because that's prestigious. If you are graduating summa cum laude, for example, then you write that in this section. But you always want to prioritize research. So if you do have a thesis that you completed, make sure you write the thesis because you're applying to PhD programs and PhD programs are research degrees. So committee members want to know if you are prepared to conduct rigorous this research, so showcase your research experiences here as well. So once you do that for every educational experience that you have, then you have completed your education section. Because you are applying for a research-based degree, you want to always include your research experience right after your education. It should be always at the top of your CV. So our next section is your research experience section. In this section, you're going to write all the research experiences you've had either in undergrad, in the professional world, as a side hustle, anything to do with research. So what I want you to do is I want you to name the organization or lab in bold. So if I conducted research in a professor's lab at the University of California, San Diego, then I'm going to provide the name of the lab. If I worked with a research center on campus, I'm going to write the name of the research center. Right below that, you're going to write the name of your supervisor. So who was in charge of supervising your work? And the reason why you want to do this is because your advisor, your supervisor, might be well known in your field. And so other committee members that are reading your application, reading your CV, they might know the type of work that your supervisor does. And so that might give you a little leg up on the rest of the competition because they are associating your lab, your supervisor with great work in the field. On the right hand side, I want you to name the city and state or country where the work took place. Right below that, you want to provide the month and year of when you started that work and when you completed it. If you have not completed the work yet, then put present, which means that you are currently doing it. It is important that you follow that with 3 to 5 bullet points describing your work. The first bullet point could be a description of the project that you were a part of, right? That you conducted research. So for example, you can write your role, the title, followed by the name of the research project. So for an example here, I was part of a project called Youth Participatory Action Research, YPAR, for increased UC preparation and success, UC Listen project. And that was the name of the project that I was a part of. In the next 3 to 5 bullets, I want you to describe the work that you did. So you want to describe the guiding questions or the purpose of the study. You want to describe the methodology. What did you do to get answers to your questions? Then you want to write the overarching finding of your work. Then after that, you're going to write a little bit about the dissemination. What did you do with the results? Did you present at a conference? Did you produce a publication? Did you present to a school? Did you present to a board? What did you do with the information? And so it's important for you to describe that the impact, the dissemination, why is your work important? And what have you done to share this knowledge with other people in your field or other stakeholders? So other bullet points that you can describe are publications, research grants, conference presentations, awards that you won because of the research, anything that describes the impact of your work. You want to make sure that every bullet point starts off with a strong verb. If it's in past tense, make sure it's in past tense. If you're currently doing the work, make sure it's in present tense. An example of a strong verb could be examined or conduct or disseminated, right? These are strong verbs. If you purchase my template, you will also get a list of strong verbs that you can use throughout your CV. So you want to do this exact thing for every research experience that you had in your career thus far. The next section that you want to add is publications. One of the most commonly asked questions that I do get on this channel is, what if I don't have publications? What do I do? And so a strategy that you can do if you do not have publications at this point, you can write in progress publications. So make sure in this section that you write things that you're currently working on for publication, that you're preparing for publication. It's important for you to have something in this section because as a PhD candidate, as a PhD student, you're going to be required to start thinking about publishing. And if you are considering a tenure track position right after you graduate with your PhD, publications are a must. And so you want to show that you are working on producing publications from your undergraduate thesis, your master's thesis, your professional work, and you want to make sure that that work translates into publications. And so one tip for the publication section is that you should write out the in progress work or the publication like the field of study. So for example, if your field of study uses APA format, make sure you write APA format in your publication section. If your field of study writes Chicago style, make sure that you write the section in Chicago style. If they use MLA format, make sure that you use MLA format. If they use any other format, make sure that you abide by the field of study and their tendencies, right? And so here in the template, I put last name, first initial, year, title of the publication, and the name of the journal. And if you have a DOI, which is the link to the publication, you want to make sure that you include that in this section. If you are a co-author, I also included 2 bullet points here for co-authorship. So again, you put the last name, first initial, and then you put the and sign, last name, first initial, year, right? And so forth. And so that shows that there's multiple authors on this publication. Right after the publications, you want to write your conference presentations. Again, because you are applying to a research-based degree, a PhD, you want to showcase that you know how to communicate your research. And so our next section is the conference presentations. And so here you're going to put the name of the conference, type of presentation. So was it a poster, roundtable, was it a paper, the date of the conference when you presented, and then the title of the presentation in italicized. And so it's important for you to name the type of presentation because there's levels to this. So a poster is seen as more of a lower tiered level, a roundtable is in the middle, and then the prestigious presentation type is a paper presentation. So you should be striving to present a paper versus the other two. If you don't have experience with conference presentations, then you can eliminate this section, but I encourage you to start thinking about presenting your work at national conference in your field. So even if you haven't done this in undergrad in your master's program, when you are a first year PhD student, I'm challenging you to present your work at your national conference and start building that competitive CV. The next section is teaching experience. So if you ever taught any courses, whether that was in K through 12, in undergrad as a TA or as a professor of record, or if you've had any type of teaching experience, include this section. So when you include this section, at this point in your career, you want to describe what you did with your teaching, right? So you want to start off with the name of the organization. So if you taught as a teacher assistant at a university, you want to write the name of the university. So you want to write University of California, San Diego. Right below that, you want to write your title or position. Were you a teaching assistant? Were you instructor of record? Were you a reader? What were you? What was your title? On the right hand side, you want to include the city and the state or location. This could include the country of where the work took place. And then right below that, you're going to write down the time frame, month, and year of when you completed the work. Then you want to provide 3 to 5 bullets of what you did, whether that was preparing the course, what you did in your teaching, what was your pedagogy like, what was your teaching philosophy. You want to write also some of the activities that your students engaged in. You want to write the result of your teaching. How did students react to your different activities, your pedagogy, how you built a sense of belonging in a classroom, how you motivated students to succeed in your classroom. You want to write all that information in these bullets. And again, you want to start off with strong verbs, which are included with my template if you purchase that. And if you assumed numerous role within the same organization, then you want to mention that in these bullets as well. And so for every teaching experience that you've had, you want to write a different subsection in this larger section. The next section of your competitive PhD CV is your professional experiences. Here you're going to write things like your internships, your professional work, if you're part of any clubs, if you are a student leader on campus, basically anything that you have done in your academic career beyond high school that have prepared you for a PhD. And here I would treat it more as things that you have done in your field of study or service that you provided to your field that make you a strong PhD candidate. And so for every experience, you want to follow the same structure. Name of the organization. So let's say I was a tutor. I'm going to write Washington State University. Right below that for my title and position, I'm going to put academic tutor. And if you were like, let's say an English tutor or a STEM tutor, you're going to write English tutor for center or something, or just English tutor. On the right hand side, you're going to write the city, state, the location of where the work took place. And then right below that, you're going to write the time frame of when you completed that work. In the bullets, you must write 3 to 5 bullets for this to actually remain on your CV. You're gonna write what you did in that tutoring role. You're gonna write that you provided guidance on how to write academic papers, or that you helped polish thesis or graduate school thesis or PhD dissertations. You're gonna write that you work either in a group setting, individually. Basically, whatever you did in your role, you're gonna write that very descriptively, and you wanna make sure that you write the impact. What did you actually do to help these students out? And so you're gonna be doing this for every single internship, every single extracurricular that you did, anything that you did that has helped you prepare for a PhD program. Finally, the last section of your academic CV is your honors and awards. And here you're gonna write all the honors and awards that you have received since your undergraduate career all the way until now. And so you wanna write the name of the honor award, and I wanna make sure that you don't write acronyms. Write out the full name of the award, because some committee members might not know what some awards are, even though they're common language at your institution. So make sure you avoid acronyms. If that award came with a monetary incentive, write the amount that you received for getting that award, that fellowship, that research grant, that travel award, whatever it was. Make sure you write the dollar amount, and that should be in parentheses. On the right hand side, you should write the year that you received that award. All right, scholars, so I hope that this step-by-step CV tutorial helped you get a better idea of how to write a competitive CV for PhD programs. Again, make sure you purchase my template, which is linked down below in the description. That way you write the most competitive PhD CV for your applications to help you get into your dream school. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.